Alright, then what's up, guys? Thank you for tuning in on the first episode of the Firme Hour. My name is Adam Alvarado. I'm your host. And yeah, man, finally we're here. We got a special guest today. My very first episode. I had to do it with none other than my brother, my best friend, former professional soccer player, played for Querétaro, Cimarrones, Austin Bold. Got my boy Josue Soto.
Thank you guys for tuning in, man. Thank you for having me. It's a privilege, man. I'm always happy to do anything with you, man. So this is dope. This is awesome. You guys are in for a good ride with Mr. Adam here. He's got big plans. I'm excited to see what you bring out from this, man.
Damn, so what's up, Loki? You ready to get into it?
Let's do it, man.
Man. Football, bro. Do you miss it?
Yeah, man. I always think back on when people used to say like "bendito fútbol." Like that shit gave us so much, you know. We can't like dwell on like what we didn't do, but we can always just be grateful for what we did.
For what we did do,
we did,
man.
And you know, like, and that goes a long way. Like that goes in depth with who we met and
all the friends we've made along the way, all the coaches we've met, all the experiences.
The experiences are the biggest thing, I think. No one will ever take those away. Like,
yeah, bro.
You know,
crazy experiences too from playing football.
Yeah, we've had good, bad, dangerous. Like, yeah, I've had some crazy ones too, man. It's fucking,
damn, man.
The soccer life is not easy.
So how'd you get started playing soccer?
Man, I was raised in a soccer family, and I would watch my older brother and his friends play, and I was just really inspired by them. You know, every Sunday we wake up and the smell of fucking chilaquiles or chorizo or huevos or whatever, and escuchabas the soccer on the TV, and I would wake up. I was always the one to wake up late, so it was just always kind of built in, but I was never really into it until later. Like I started at 10 years old.
How did you get it? Like, what made you like want to get into it even more? Like, what made you want to pursue it?
So at that time, I mean, it was early 2000s. You know, like it was. We were watching all the Joga Bonito videos, and there was a lot of people that were fucking ballers back then. Like you had to be a baller to play. You know. So like when my brother and like his friends would play, like they were trying to play like those guys. So I really was inspired by like their friend group and the people around us. But that's how I got into it.
Who would you watch the most growing up?
Oh man, I liked a lot of players, bro. Like my favorite back then was probably like Iniesta, Thierry Henry, Fabregas, like Carlos Vela. Carlos Vela was fucking nice. Like Robinho. Oh man, there was like I could go on for days, bro. You know, like
the whole
podcast is gonna be on the fucking players way.
Maybe the players.
No, yeah, but like probably like my favorite at that time was Ronaldo. The
nine,
el gordito, like they say. Ronaldo el gordito.
Yeah, he was a beast.
Yeah, bro, like that. And then Neymar, like later into like high school, like I love Neymar, bro. Like I was skinny, like he was getting judged, I was getting judged for being skinny, like I could not put a fucking muscle on my body. But the thing that I knew that I could better was my game. Like I just had a fucking ball. Like I was like, all right, fuck it.
Yeah, I remember you do that Neymar move, the pullback and the flick over.
Oh yeah, bro.
Shit was hard.
We used to do that shit in high school, man. They would get so mad, dude. Like I got hit so many times. God, I still probably got some bruises. Like zoom in real quick. But yeah, that shit, man. Those are good times, bro. High school is like probably some of my favorite memories that I have in the game.
Yeah, definitely.
It was good times.
High school was fun. And then from there, they scouted you. They scouted you from CBU, no?
Yeah, because of Mapes. So Mapes also like had something to do with it. Like he saw how I was competitive and like knew that I could play at a higher level. And like, yeah, I put up numbers the rest of the years. Like I think my goals there were like 25, 30, 25. And then like, you know, broke the records the last 3 years. But yeah, CBU came to look. They liked me. They needed a 10. And so I got signed as a 10, but I would play a 10, a 9, and then I would play on the wing too. So just whatever they needed.
How did you go from playing at CBU to playing professionally?
I think the prep, man. Like the prep, like I said, like the prep started before high school. I was prepped before I got to high school, and then same thing. Like I was always going to tryouts. I was always like playing as much soccer as I could. Like at one point, before I got to CBU, I was playing like on 4 teams. Like one was indoor, one was futsal, one was on the street, and one was on fucking like, I mean, the one on the street was just in the hood, but it wasn't like a fucking team or anything.
Yeah.
But still, like we had like, I think you were playing with me, motherfucker. Like we were playing
a BLD.
Yeah, we were playing BLD for sure. We were playing on the fucking like full field, a Sunday league, and then we had like two other teams like Wednesdays or something, Wednesdays and Mondays. Like we had like 4 or 5 teams.
And then we would train in the mornings.
And we would train in the mornings. Like it was fucking insane. Like I thought we were insane, but I love that shit. Like, so just the prep is what got me there. Like, I finished my first year there and I wanted more. Like I wasn't happy with. I love the program. I have respect for the program. Like they're D1 now, doing great. But I wasn't happy with like the way I did, and like I felt like I could do more. And I started looking for more. I got invited to a combine called Soccer Visa.
Oh, okay. Then from there, that's when it all started.
Yeah. So from there, I got invited to the Soccer Visa, and it was through some coaches that like brought me up and shaped me, polished me throughout the years. It was Omar Santana and Profe. Profe Santana. Profe played for Pumas back in the days in the 90s, or I think, no, early on maybe a little earlier with Hugo Sanchez and shit. So a lot of knowledge, and I got that early on. So they're the ones that connected me with Soccer Visa, and I did my thing over there. There was 3 teams that scouted me. It was Benfica, Houston Dynamo, Timbers, and then Querétaro was a 4th. And I went with Querétaro, like, knowing the language, having family in Mexico. Ronaldinho was there, so that was just like a big thing for me. Like,
Yeah, that's
at
dope.
Benfica, I didn't speak Portuguese. Fucking over here, it was just like I knew I was gonna be sent to college, and I just came from college. So it was like, fuck, like,
Yeah. That's crazy. I remember when you went to Querétaro, I was excited because I was like, damn, Ronaldinho's right there.
Bro, it was crazy, man.
That's dope.
It's
That's crazy. That is crazy. That's insane, bro. Because I
Fucking
remember
dream come true.
when you were telling me that you got a tryout, bro, I was so happy and excited for you. I was like, this motherfucker's gonna get signed. For sure. And then I still remember when I was leaving work and I was going home, I was on Van Buren, and then I got a text and you were like, nigga, I got signed. And I was like, hell yeah, bro. I had the biggest smile on my face, dude. I was happy, dog.
Yeah, you were always very supportive, man. Like it was a dream come true for all of us. And like right there, I was told by one of my coaches I was really close with right away. Like we bonded right away. And one of the biggest things was like, enjoy this. Don't take advantage of it. Respect the game, and just know that you're living other kids' dreams. And I was like, fuck, like this,
Yeah,
bro.
that's true.
I was just like, in my head, I was like, bro, chill, bro. Like I just fucking signed 10 minutes ago, dog.
Yeah.
Like, but that shit, like, it impacted me. And it was like, then like obviously when like the homies hit me up, like you hit me up, like you called me, and like, friends are from around here, my brothers called me, whatever. They're like, a lot of them did say shit like that, like, bro, enjoy it for all of us. And it was like, I had never thought about it like that, but like my coach's words were like inspirational. That shit was cool.
Yeah, that's cool. It's a good feeling. I like that feeling too, because one time I had a similar experience. One of my homegirls who can't like go to Mexico to go play, and America wanted her.
Yeah.
And one time we were kicking it at my cousin's pad, and we were chilling in the kitchen, and she started crying. She was like when you go out there, play for me, because I can't go.
Damn.
I can't chase my dream. I can't. If I go, I won't come back, or I won't be able to come back. So you go and just play your heart out.
Yeah.
And when she told me that, bro, I remember the next time I was going back to Mexico, I was like, yeah, I'm a ball today. I'm a ball when I get back, dude.
It's weird because it doesn't come out in every game, and that's fucking normal. It's not gonna come out every game. 1, you have to build your own motivation. 2, you have to work to build like the momentum of you just being fucking like, just having that hunger and having like, just like I'm gonna fucking kill it today. That mentality, like you have to work for that shit. So even that, like when you get signed, it's a brand new beginning. So like when people tell you that shit, like that feeling of you like playing for them, like for me never came out. Like there was one game that like my great grandmother had passed, right? Mm-hmm. And like I knew that when my great grandmother passed, like me emotionally, like I wanted to go and support and be there and whatever. My coach just told me no. Like I said, hey coach, like would it be okay if like I traveled to go see my grand? They said no. I said, you play for her. And I'm like, fuck. They said no, like Josue, te quedas y vas a jugar por ella. And that's it. And like just that like mindset, like the shift there of like having that mindset, like just the fucking killer mindset, and like really playing for people is like it. Like I said, like it doesn't come out every game. Like if that game I would have played like shit, they would have understood.
Yeah.
If that game I would have played fantastic, they would have understood. Right. So like it's a hit or miss, but even then, like they knew that I was hurting, but they knew que le iba a echar ganas, le iba a meter los huevos, que Like everything that I was feeling, I needed to put it on the field, and that was the best way to deal with it as an athlete. So they said, you're going to play for her. You're not traveling. We're not letting you go. You can travel after the game if you want.
That's insane, bro.
And after the game, they gave me 3 days. So then I went. But I scored that game, I think. We played against Chivas in the stadium in Querétaro.
That's hard, bro. Being able to even say that. We played against Chivas in the stadium in Querétaro.
Bro, it's crazy. It gets crazier, man. Like Ramoncito Morales. You remember watching this guy growing up?
Yeah.
He was the coach. He was the coach of them. And that goal, like, I'll send you the clip so you can throw it in here. That goal, I started it from behind the halfway line, and I dribbled. I gave it to my 9. He turned, and I was like, yo. And you can see in the film, it's clear. And you can see, I'm like, yo, give me a ball. And it gives it right in front, and I scored a goal like Chicharito. Like, I kicked it, but I was falling down, and I kicked it, and it hit the goalkeeper, it hit my forehead, and it went in.
No way.
I swear.
What?
I swear. And you can see, if you really pay attention to the bottom left corner, you can see Ramoncito just fucking pissed, like, because I was dribbling through people. Like, that is, like, cool feeling. Like, that fool just, like throwing his hands up, like,
high ass socks.
Come on, man. Shit. I mean, they ain't that high today, but fuck, they were high as fuck that day.
Hell yeah, it sounds like it.
But yeah, that shit, man. Like, I mean, obviously you build for that shit. Like, it's not just fucking you're there and that's it. Like,
yeah, what was going through your head when you went to your tryout? Like, getting scouted at Soccer Visa and then going to Querétaro?
Yeah.
On your way there, were you ever thinking, like, this is my time, like, this is me? Were you nervous? Were you scared? Were you excited?
There was a lot of both. Like, there was a lot of mixed emotions. Like, and I say both because it was like, some days I was feeling like, okay, this is my shit. Like, this is my time. Like, I have nothing else. Like, CBU, I don't know if I mentioned this, but CBU, at that point, they called me on my way there to Querétaro. And they said, like, we heard you went to Soccer Visa. Like, your full scholarship is cut. And they said, like, you're done. Like, you can't do that. Like, you should have talked to us about this. So that was a big thing. Like, that was the biggest, as an athlete, like, biggest decision I had to make. Like, they said, your scholarship is done. So I could have came back. I could have just been like, no, like, you know, like, pedir, rogar, whatever. But I really believed in myself, and I'm like, fuck that. Like, this is it. So I had gone to that. And there was, like, on the way there, but, like, I didn't even get to travel with my parents, my brothers, like, nobody. Like, it was some fucking, like, un tío que tengo, pero vive en Texas, güey. Like, you know, like, we grew up together, but he's not, like, we weren't the best friends tampoco.
Yeah.
So, like, my uncle had taken me, and he was the only one that could take me. Like, they called everybody. My parents called everybody. Who could take my son? Who could take? And, like, this fool met me at the airport. He traveled from Texas to LAX, and we traveled from LAX there. Like, I met him in LAX, and it was just like, what's up? How you been? Oh, it's been 10 years. What's up? Like, the fuck? Like, swear.
No way, for real? What?
And that fool lived with me for, like, a couple days in the tryout, and he was a big soccer fan and shit, but, like, you know, like,
Yeah.
iba a apoyar, and he believed in me too, and shit, that was it. But I really, like, on the way there, like, in the plane, no mames, me estaba cagando, güey. Like, it was just like like, did I make the right decision? Did I fuck up? Like, am I good enough? Like, how good are these guys gonna be? Like, all that shit. Like, it's normal to feel that. You know? But yeah, just all that stuff. Like, did I make the right decisions? Like, I know there's a lot of people supporting me, but, like,
It's tough.
am I that good? Like, I'm good back home, but, like, am I good over here? Like, you know, like, it's scary. It's scary. Like, and then, like, con tanta incertidumbre of, like, full ride, my parents didn't have to pay shit, and then, like, an opportunity to play pro. I wasn't signed yet. I was on my way to get another trial in Querétaro. So from Soccer Visa, I got a trial to now go to Querétaro for another trial. So it was still opportunity to opportunity.
Yeah. Once you got signed,
Yeah.
you cried, huh, fool?
Oh, I cried, yeah. I mean, I didn't cry, like, in the office. You know, I was acting like a G up in there.
What did you feel like? What was going through your head?
I mean, when I was going in, I didn't know. Like, they were calling everybody in. Like, they called everybody in, and there was probably, like, 8 people cut. Like, but the people that were inside, like, it was the coaches. The coaches were, like, right before us. So it was, like, the coaches, and then inside it was, like, just important people, like los directivos. But they basically, like, los directivos, they just had a contract for you, and it was like, hey, look, whatever, you know.
And so they told you guys like to come into the offices. Y luego de ahí te dijeron
Yeah,
you
so
were
like,
assigned?
yeah, we trained that day. Like, ya terminamos that training. It was still like somewhat of a preseason still there. And I had gone to preseason with them, todo. And then like there, we went back to Querétaro, and they had said like, okay, after today, like we're going to visit the offices. And it was, there was a lady in there, and there was someone else in there, like someone important. And yeah, like the coaches were, and they just said like, you know, thank you, like we wish you the best, blah blah, this and that. And then like
What?
I'm like, oh, so this is it right here. And then yeah, when I walked in, they're like, oh, like nonchalant, like gringo aquí, like they call me gringo Soto, so it's like gringo, aquí está tu contrato, léelo, velo, fírmalo, boom, ciao, next guy, next. And I'm just like, oh, wait a minute, like what the fuck, like this is not like, you know, like for me it's like, hold on, bees, like this is a big deal. Like, can I have a moment? Like, fuck, can you close the door a little bit? Like, fuck, like where the fans at? Shit, like, you know, like fucking chill, bitch. Like trying to get me to sign and dip out. Like, fuck. I was like, can I read this shit? Like, it's in a foreign language. Like, okay, we grew up obviously speaking Spanish, but like, bro, like
It's not the same,
reading that
yeah.
shit, and then the words, like, you're not reading like fucking a book, bro. You're reading a fucking contract where there's like a bunch of shows. Like, wait, hold on now, partner. The fuck, god damn.
That's funny, bro. Because I remember when I first got signed, I wasn't even. We had training that day too, and I went to my homie's pad.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
we were in his apartment. We were just talking. I'm over here thinking like, los registraciones, they're gonna close soon.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
I haven't signed yet. A couple players already did, but I haven't. So I was like, damn.
Yeah, there's always like those players that will sign like a little bit before.
a little before, yeah.
They're just like the favorite, or they're just like they've been there longer, or just it doesn't have to be necessarily something that's like bad, right?
So I remember when I was sitting there and I was thinking like, fuck, I might not get signed.
Right.
And then out of nowhere, I get a text from my coach. He's like, hey, where you at? And I was like, en la tepa de Luis, in his apartment. And he's like, vete a las oficinas porque vas a firmar. And I was like,
See, and he just texted it to you normally.
yeah, he just texted it to me like,
Vas a
"Here, you're gonna
firmar,
go
like,
sign."
yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
bro, I was so happy, dog.
Yeah.
I looked at my homie. I'm like, hey, I gotta go, bro. I gotta go to the
Yeah.
office and sign.
Yeah,
Catch you
yeah.
later, fool.
Yeah.
I left. I was all happy. I was like,
Yeah,
yeah, probably.
yeah.
Yeah, voy a firmar. And I was
Yeah.
calling all my family members. That shit was cool.
Yeah, it's a cool experience, man.
When you were playing in Querétaro, you got to play a campeonato against Cholos. Take us back to that day. What was it like?
I'll start from the travel point. Like, we probably traveled out there like 2 days before. For me personally, it was like I hit up my people right away. Like, I hit up my family, and I said, hit up everybody. Like, everybody you guys like want to invite. Like, I have tickets on deck. Like, come, right? Parents were excited. My parents had stayed out there. They rented an Airbnb, so that was really cool. That was something really special for me. Other than that, like, prep was just like any other game, but it was just like everybody's demeanor or energy before the game, how it was like before any other game was different this game. And I remember, like, me, because I was close to my coaches, I had even gone to talk to my coaches, and I was like, yo, coach, like, I really care about this team and shit, but like everybody's still awake and it's fucking 12. And my coach said, why are you awake? And I was like, I'm going to bed. Like, for real, like, he was not wrong, you know?
Yeah.
He just said, like, he said everybody deals with the final differently. You know, he's like, some people are going to have adrenaline, some people won't sleep, and they're going to play fucking good tomorrow. And he said, but the most important thing is you can worry about yourself. He's like, I get it. You care about the team. Everybody respects you. You love them. I get it. And you're going to play tomorrow. But I didn't know I was going to play tomorrow. So him telling me, like, you're going to play tomorrow. But, like, you need to worry about yourself. Go to bed. Go to sleep. I went back with the niggas. Shit. But
Who'd you guys played against Tijuana in Tijuana, right?
yeah, we played in the Cholo Stadium. Yeah, we played against Cholos, and they were the hot shit for that whole year. I think it's Luis Chavez was on that team too. Now he plays with La Selección. There was another guy on there too that I can't remember, but there was two ballers on there that came out from there. now in La Selección, both of them. But that team was good, bro. They were fucking good.
What was that game like? Like being in the game on the field? Like was it intense? Was it crazy?
Man, like we had already played in a full stadium, but that one was different because everybody hated us. That was the first experience I got where everybody hated you, you know? So I started off on the bench. I started off on the bench, and one of my friends, my good friend from that team, had gotten injured. He was a captain too. He had twisted his ankle, or he got injured pretty bad, and he was the second runner-up for that position in the middle. I was third for the middle, but I was good to go on the left, and I was good to go on the left wing. And second string got injured for the middle as an 8, and then I was up. And coach was like, Josue, alístate. And I'm like, oh, shit. It's like, like already warming up, people are talking shit.
Yeah.
People are talking shit and saying like, ¿para qué entras? Like saying dumb shit, like la vas a cagar. Like, estos de cholos, cabrón. Like, mamadas, like just left and right. So once I get in there, like I was focused. I didn't hear any of their shit. Like, and I look back and I see my parents, and that like motivated me. Went in, boom, and did really good. Like, and I remember like 75th minute, I twist my ankle, bad, bro. Like I think I actually had like tore something. Like it was pretty bad. And because we were playing on turf, like we were never used to playing on turf. That was the only team we played on turf. Everybody else was grass, and playing in stadiums, like. So then that shit happened, and I'm like, fuck, like, no, I'm not gonna come out. Wait, pues así me la jugué. I had made like an, what is it called, like I basically like faked an injury, so like the trainer could come over here and just tape my ankle real quick. Boom, 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 tape my shit up like a ninja. Boom, tape me up like that shit was fucking stiff as fuck. Yeah, see, jugué, güey. The last minute, like I remember, like I was coming off and that shit was fucking huge, but
swollen.
Like, it was just like that warrior mentality. Like I didn't want to come off. Like my people were there, and I wanted to win that shit. We went to PKs. I shot my PK. We scored. Like we won everything. Like.
That's dope.
Yeah,
bro.
so it was amazing, bro. That's amazing.
Yeah, that's an experience. Campeonato en la sub-20 and in Tijuana at their home, full stadium.
At their home, like the coaches we had, the people we had on our team, like, yeah, like it was, God already had already wrote that shit down. Like,
so playing there, is that when you were, desde ahí te mandaron you guys went to vacation, right, for a little bit?
Yeah, but vacation was very little. Like in Mexico, we got like a week, 2 weeks.
Yeah, because I remember you came back and then you had a little gathering at your house, and I pulled up.
Yeah, we had like one gathering, one peda, and then it was like, all right, I'm out. Like it was never like, oh, you want to go to the gym? Like let's train. Like no, we didn't have time for shit, bro. It was always like the most we got, I think, was 2 weeks, but that was when we got knocked out early on, and that was the first quarter of that year. That's probably when you saw me more. The one when we won was the end quarter. Was that the next 6 months?
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And then after that, that's when you got sent to Querétaro. I'm sorry, to Cimarrones, right?
Yeah. So Querétaro and Cimarrones at that time had a combine going on. Like they would deliver players and send players back and forth. Like it was interesting because the players that were on D1, if they needed to, like, se pusieran las pilas, and like they needed, like, decían como un cohete en el culo, or like fuego en el culo, to kind of feel the fire, they would send them down. And then, like, in a couple weeks or months, they would send them back, and then they would send one of us. So like when they sent me, they sent like probably like 5 of us, and like we were in projection to like go back with D1, but they wanted to see how we were going to do over here, because the D2 in Mexico is a lot faster paced than it is in Mexico.
Liga de Ascenso, right?
Liga de Ascenso. Now it's Liga
Expansión.
Expansión. Now Liga Expansión, like when they drop you down from D1, like Primera de acá to Expansión, it's a lot more faster pace, and the players like are trying to make a name. But los que están allá have made the name, they made their money, they're this and that, like, so it makes sense, you know.
Okay, that's crazy, bro. Going from Sub-20 to Liga de Ascenso, because I remember I would see Mineros play. Yeah. And there was a lot of older dudes. So you were what, 19, 20?
I was 19, 20. Like one of the older guys that I played against with Mineros actually was Johnny Magallon. That I was
okay,
like, oh
yeah, yeah.
shit, like I used to watch you on TV, motherfucker. Now I'm facing you. Like I'm gonna here double cleat your ass, boom, so you can remember me.
Damn, I'm just trying to remember, like, picturing everything again in Mexico, like when we were living in Hermosillo. Like that was fun, bro. When we got to live together.
It was a good experience.
For the ones that don't know, at some point my boy Josue got me a tryout to play with their segunda team in Cimarrones, and we got to live together for a couple months, bro. That was probably one of the best experiences ever, man.
One of the things that like they would tell me growing up was like the professional life and the professional career is not meant for you to bring friends on, and I fucking hated hearing that shit. Like I was like, why not? Like if my friends are good enough, if they put the work in, and if I know that they're capable of like they're doing more than like these motherfuckers, like why not? And I'm not calling anybody out, but like I had coaches that would like would tell me that shit. And then like Adam was like, hey bro, like if there's any chance or any opportunity, I'm like, bro, come right now, bro. Like I was like, you know what, come next week and I'll get you a tryout. And like you can talk on that. Like it was literally like that. And then I remember telling it like this will call me like next week. And it was like, are you serious? Like I already told my pops. And I'm like, bro, what the fuck? Like I just rented this house, bro. I got fucking look, I'm getting a little more fatty. Like I rented a house. I got 3 beds up in this bitch. Like my girl just moved in. Like shit, my girl just moved in this bitch. Like, bro, I was like, hell yeah, come through, man. Like, I'm still talking to this coach to get you on right here, and then we'll try it out. Like, it was dope. It was dope. Like,
Yeah.
we lived together for a while. Like no one does that shit.
Yeah, I know. That's what I was thinking about too. Like, bro, like what other 2 close homies know each other that that live together in Mexico under the same team?
Yeah, you usually hear about it when like. The only way you kind of hear about like those experiences is because like they bumped into each other like on their own experiences and then like got together later, But it's never like, oh yeah, like I helped this fool out or like. But bro, like Adam and I have been putting in the work since fucking '08, bro. Like fucking, we would always go to the field. We were the only friends willing to wake up at 6 a.m., 5 a.m. Like, okay, I'm not gonna lie. There was days where we wouldn't wake up. Like he wouldn't wake up. There was days where I was lazy. Like I'm not gonna lie. Like, there was days where I was like, bro, like, we got to do some more running. And he's like, we got to do more ball work. I'm like, fuck, I fucking hate you. And he's like, I fucking hate you. And I'm like, well, let's fucking do it then. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it was just like, we would butt heads, but it was just like, we knew we had to do it.
Yeah, definitely.
It was just like, fuck. Like,
it was worth it, though, because look to where we got. We got to meet a lot of people.
Yeah, we got to fucking meet a lot of people, yeah.
Hey, take us back to when you played against Rafa Marquez. You got to play against him in Guadalajara, no? When he was in Atlas?
Yeah, so when I played against Rafa Marquez, I was in Cimarrones, and we had we normally would go to Guadalajara for preseason. Mm-hmm. So we would play against, like, all the teams in Guadalajara. It was, like, the first year, I think we played, like, Atlas. We played, what's the other one that's, like, brown, or they're black, yellow, and
Leones
Negros. We played against them too. And when we were gonna play Atlas, like I thought we were gonna play like the 20s, right? And I was like, we're gonna play the 20. Come on, man. Yeah, but fuck no, we step onto the field and they're like, we get there and they're like, van a jugar en el estadio. And I'm like, fuck, like I look at my boy, I'm like, we're probably playing a D1, like, and then pues sí, güey, like fuimos saliendo. Rafa Márquez va saliendo. Otros jugadores muy buenos van saliendo, güey. And I'm like, fuck, like, these fools are ballers, man. Like, all right, fuck it, let's do it. Ya estamos jugando, whatever. Like, I didn't start that game, but I went in late. And then, like, ya toward the end, like, I think I went in right before second half. So right before second half, we were already, like, 3-1. They were winning, 3-1. And then, like, whatever, we go in the second half, we get yelled at, this and that, and they're like, yo, you guys gotta fucking perform, like people are watching and shit, whatever. And I'm like, all right, fucking Rafa's watching, shit. And then, bro, like, I will never, ever forget this play. Like, our goalkeeper, like, because we were still clearing the line, so I was the left back at the time, so we're all clearing the line. Our goalkeeper has the ball. So think about it like this. Clears the fucking ball, and we're clearing the line. Wait, as we're clearing the line, pues, obviamente we're trying to push up, right? Like, our people in the middle nos están diciendo, suban. The ball bounces in the middle, they dwell, no one gets it, and it goes to Rafa. Boom, he's playing center back. Boom, right here. One touch, two touch. Looks up, bro. Boom, hits that bitch. It skids because the field was wet too. It was early. It was like fucking 8 a.m. Boom, boom, boom. Skips our midfield, skips our line, and now the ball's between, so you guys can think about this, between the goalkeeper and us, past us now. And we're like, oh, like our goalkeeper's going to get it, right? There's now the winger coming around this way. Boom. Gets it and chips our keeper. 5-3. Like, 5-3.
That's that
Like,
Primera División
I mean,
right there.
It sound, yeah, it's fucking wild, bro. Like, it sounds crazy, like the score, but it was not like that. Like, you guys got to think about, like
the level you're playing against,
like
the level you're at.
yeah. And then, like, 5-3, like, oh, you guys were close. Like, no, we weren't. Like, these guys were not, like, they were shuffling their youngers so they could get time, and we're shuffling youngers. Like, it works the same system. Like, but I will never forget that shit. Like, he saw a through ball, and it was not even, like, in the ball over. Like, it was driven. Rafa Marquez la bajó, pecho, pie, boom, through. Everybody. Boom, boom, boom. And then the winger comes, chips us 5-3. We're like, fuck.
Damn. That, hey, bro, but just to even say you got to play against Rafa Marquez, bro, that's a... Hell yeah. I still remember that picture. I commented saying, damn, I see a crack, and then there's Rafa Marquez right there. Hell yeah.
Bro, I will never, like... I even had I'll say, like, a funny story. I had a homie, like, right next to me, and they're from the same city, him and Rafa. Y este güey le dice... He was before me for the picture. There's, like, a line, like, but I got there quick. I was like, fuck, no, I'm not, you know, like, because Rafa could be like, I'm done.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
And he did do it. But my homie was, like, trying to, like, get him on his good side, whatever. And he's like, Rafa, yo también soy de wherever he's from, you know? Like, he's like, yo también soy de ahí. And Rafa just said, ah. And that was it. Like, yeah. And I looked at him and I was like cracking. I was like, God damn it,
that's
bro.
embarrassing.
And then I was like, Rafa, una foto. And he's like, sí, ya, dale. Yeah, fucking took my picture, whatever, happy. And, like, he did 3 more, ya se sentó. But I will tell you guys something, like, I'll put you guys on game for this. Like, Rafa Marquez, we got some insight on his career from the Los Utileros. We knew the Utileros. So Utileros, for those that don't know, like, they're the ones that, like, they will set up the field for the coaches. They will also, like, get your uniform ready. They'll wash your cleats. If you're playing, like, Primera División, like, te la lavan y todo, like, but they are the ones that, like, pretty much prep everything, right? So we knew them, and they were talking on Rafa, and they had said, like, you know, like, we were like, what's Rafa's secret? You know, like, ¿por qué ha durado tantos pinches años, güey? And they had told us que el Rafa arrives 2 hours earlier to stretch, massage, and foam roll. 2 hours before, and a workout. That was the last one. So 4 things to work out: foam roll, massage, and a stretch before practice. And 4 things, same thing, 2 hours after practice. He would do that before and after practice. That's why he had so much longevity of, like, how long he was in the game for.
Have you seen that interview? I don't know which player it is, but it was when Ronaldo was in Manchester, and someone there was like...
It was Ferdinand.
Yeah, they would go to he would go to the gym before practice at 6, and he would still see Ronaldo before him there. Yeah. Dude, that's insane. That's discipline de otro nivel.
It's discipline, and it's just, like, the hunger to be best, like the best and better, you know? Like, it's crazy, man. Like, there were, like, even at our level, like, there was people that would try to show up earlier, but, like, no one would ever do it every day.
It's tough.
No one would do it every day.
Mm-hmm.
There was, like, yo creo que uno, dos way that would, like, try, but it was never, like, no one would ever hit it at that level, like, you know?
Yeah, I remember I tried. The only reason why it was working out for me is because this is when I not first got to Mexico, but this is when I had first gotten signed. I didn't have a car, so I would take the bus. But I would always take the bus like an hour and a half before, and it would get me there like maybe an hour before I'm supposed to be there. and I would go get the balls, and I would just either practice my centros or just touch the ball against the wall and do little things like that. But once I did get my card, that's when I was able to take my time more. Then I just stopped going early.
Even then, like the when you're doing that shit, like let's be honest, in Mexico it's tough because people are talking shit the whole time. If you arrive early, they're gonna talk shit arriving.
Yep.
If you stay after, they're talking shit because you're staying. Like, bro, it's never easy. Like, okay, like the best example that I could give you, and if you guys want to Google this, because you guys are not gonna Google my story, you're gonna fucking find it. Like, Hugo Sanchez, when he went to Spain, le decían que era un indio. And he would stay after and shoot free kicks and bicycle kicks. How many fucking bicycle kicks and free kicks did he score? It's the same shit for us when we were there. Because honestly, like Adam and I, cuando llegamos allá, nos decían gringo, güey. Like, mira el pinche, mira su cara y mira la mía, güey. Pinche nopal en la frente, güey. And like, aún nos decían, like, fucking gringos esto, like, regrésense. Like, yo me acuerdo, like, había un cabrón que me había dicho, güey, this is like an incident that happened with me, and one of the small incidents. Like, there was other deeper shit outside of soccer that happened to me, but this one really got me. Like, I lived with a guy, and he was in the same room, and we lived in a casa club, but he couldn't stand me. I don't know why. Like, he just didn't like me.
Yeah.
I don't know if it was because I was cool with everybody. I don't know if it was like I was cool with everybody in the house, but it was just him, right? And he lived in my fucking room, aparte. Wait, plus he would bully me. Let's be honest, he would bully me. One time I arrived late to train, like a couple minutes, he tied my cleats together. I'm like, fuck. And the homies that lived with me told me, like, it was this motherfucker. I'm like, all right, bitch. Like, all right. Me la voy a guardar. Boom. First thing. Second thing was like, le decían que había comida para él y para mí at the house, and se servía más. He's like, oh.
This
Like,
mother.
bro, he was an asshole. Like, he was bad, bro. He was an asshole. The third thing for me that like really got me was, bro, I had my plate and I had already served my food, and he was next, but I knew that he did that shit, so I was a little petty too, and I like served myself more, left him a little bit. Bro, that fool slapped my plate. He slapped my plate in front of everybody at the fucking.
Oh, I would have fucking took it off.
Bro,
that fool. I would have gone down.
Bro, I did. I told that fool, like, I smacked his plate down. He had like some, I don't know what the fuck he had on there. I smacked his plate down. And like, ya martaste, hijo de tu puta madre. Like,
yeah.
Vamos a aventarnos un pinche tiro, güey. Ahorita. Por mis huevos, güey. Vamos. And then, güey, like, this fool sets up, whatever. And then, like, everybody comes, and I'm like, no, güey, este cabrón. I was being honest, like, este cabrón trae algo contra mí que se vaya la verga, güey. Me trae harto. Like, es el único cabrón. And everybody went towards him and not toward me.
Good.
Like, everybody went toward him to chill and not me. And, like, that was a big thing for me because I was like, oh, damn, like, these fools really like me, you know?
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
But they went toward him, and, like, I don't remember his name. Like, Leon Checho or Checo, I don't remember his name, but decían, che, cálmate a la verga, cabrón, que traes contra el gringo, güey, es buena gente, y esto, el otro. After that day, my captain had his own room in the house, in the master bedroom, right? Y yo le dije, oye, güey, porfa, güey, ¿me puedo venir aquí a vivir contigo, güey? Y like, sí, trae tu cama, güey, yo te ayudo. Mañana entrenando, like, yo sé que este cabrón va a ir para allá, like, vente, yo te ayudo, güey. And I was like, oh, shit.
Hell yeah.
So, yeah, fool, like, helped me, like, rebuild. We literally took my bed apart and rebuilt it in his room. And, like, I lived with him. Like,
That's tight.
The end of that part. And that was the best season I had because I was happy.
That's good, fool, because at my team, when in Zacatecas, bro, everyone was cool, but you have to be careful también because you have to let them know, like, hey, I'm not no little bitch, fool, because there was a couple of times where, like, because they know I'm new, so they kind of, like, would bully me around, too, like, ven, gringo, que pedo, wey, you know, like, they would fuck with me.
Yeah, exactly.
But it was never anything, like, bad, like, to, like, that extent, but there was also a couple players that, like,
it felt like a movie.
yeah,
bro.
like, they didn't really like you, like, you could tell, you could see, you feel that tension, like, this motherfucker doesn't really fuck with me, which was fine. Not everyone is gonna
we've
be like
lived
that
with that.
you.
We've grown up with that shit.
Yeah, so I remember, I don't know, one time, this one fool, like, he would kind of get on my nerves.
Yeah.
And one time some fool hit me, like, bad on my knee, and I went down. And
He went in late or what?
Yeah, no. He did go in late, but it was an accident. But the other guy saw me on the floor, and he kept hitting my head, like, you know, like, gringo, when you drop the ball and they hit you in the
Oh,
head.
yeah.
Like that. And he wouldn't stop. And I was getting mad. And I was like, ahorita cuando me paro, te voy a meter un pinche putazo. And then the coach was like, he didn't say anything. He was just listening. And then the fool looked at me. I saw his face. I stopped like yelling. I stopped doing this. And I pointed at him and I was dogging. I'm like, te voy a meter un putazo ahorita cuando me levante, güey. And he's like, oh. And he just walked away. And he's like,
coaches pick up on that shit. Like,
yeah,
coaches,
yeah. They
coaches
know. They know who
coaches
you
know
fuck
what the
with.
fuck is going on. They lived it.
Yeah.
They lived it. Every coach that we had in Mexico, like, had already played pro. So it was like, you know, like, they
know what's going on. They know how the game is.
Yeah. But that fool, karma came around for that guy that was with me. He was, the reason he was sent with us for Querétaro, from Querétaro to Cimarrones, was because he was late to a training. Porque andaba de peda, güey. Fucking idiot, bro. He was with the U20s. He was the first one to get sent off. First one signed over there. They were going to sign him. They gave him like 2 days, bro. 2 days. I don't know who invited him to a party. It was Daniliño y Ronaldinho or somebody. Like, Daniliño and Ronaldinho siempre se juntaban. Eran unos desmadrosos, güey. Daniliño, if you look him up, wait, he's a baller, bro. También. But Daniliño lo conocía and invited him to a party, and he went and stayed up till late. First team trained later, so they were fine.
Yeah.
But this fool showed up late to our training because he didn't know it was there. They had changed it, the facility.
That sucks.
Showed up late, and then my coach was like, no vas a entrenar. Like, todos llegaron a tiempo y tú, like, bien, gracias, no estaba. And then, pues, obviamente, like, you can smell everything.
Yeah,
bro.
you can
like,
look at them
smell
you
the
can
alcohol,
look at their face too and see what they look like. Their eyes all
Not
droopy.
fucking stupid, bro. Like, yeah, it doesn't matter how good you are.
Do you
So,
miss
yeah,
living in Hermosillo?
I miss living in Mexico in general, bro.
Yeah, me too, bro.
If I could move back to Mexico, I would in a heartbeat, bro. Like, but I don't have a reason to now. Like, I can't go over there and like make more money than I do here.
Yeah.
You know, like that's the big thing. Like, if I was doing some big ass projects over there, then fantastic, let's do it. But
Así nomás, yeah, it's tough.
sí, güey. Like, así como íbamos antes, güey, no mames. Like, no nos conviene.
All right, so after playing in Cimarrones, you got sent to go play in Austin Bold, USL, right?
Yes.
What was that transition like?
So the coach at that time had just been watching me, bro. Like, it's crazy, but he was watching me on TV.
Oh shit.
He was watching me on TV. He was from Brazil. His name is Marcelo. Marcelo was watching me from on TV, and he liked the way I play. And he was always watching players on TV, but he just would always check online and whatever to see if they had a passport, if they were American. And I was American. So he was like, me lo voy a traer. Do I regret the decision of coming here? A little bit. But, you know, like...
How come, though?
Why? I regret it a little bit because, like, the level was a lot more competitive in Mexico. It was tougher. And, like, tenía muchos compañeros that would not take the game, like, serious. And, like the players we had, like, a lot of them were retiring. So it was very different. And the club was new. So going back to that, like, the club was new. A lot of players were retiring, like, not saying that the experience wasn't there. Mm-hmm. But I think, like, acá, where they were hungry, that's all they had. Like, that's what they had to get to the next level. Like, that, it was a lot different than whereas, like, over here, is like, people were, like, kind of like, oh, okay, like, yeah. This, that, like...
They have more options, more opportunities to do other
Right.
things, and in Mexico, it's like, oh.
Even in America, like, I had some teammates, in the U.S., I had some teammates that would say, like, you know what, fuck this, like, I'm tired of this shit. Like, I'm going to retire, and I'm going to fucking be a doctor. And I was like, the fuck? Like, bro, what? Like, good for you, but, like, damn, like, you got to do us like that? Like... You know?
Yeah,
like,
because they have that option to. Like in Mexico, they
Exactly,
don't.
like-
In Mexico, it's soccer, and that's all you have. And
that's all you have. And then, like, people had kids at fucking 18, 19. So, like, that's all they had to, like, do.
Hey, so what team did you like playing for the most? Out of Austin Bold, Querétaro, and Cimarrones, what would you say was your favorite?
Man, I think they were just different experiences, bro. Like,
If you had to go back, though, you have to pick one team to go back
to
to. What team would you go back and play?
if I'm speaking big on success, Querétaro.
Querétaro?
Most success, the most drive, like, accountability was within within Querétaro. Cimarrones, like I really enjoyed it because I had a lot of fun. Like we had a lot of friends there, a lot of people that supported. Like the level was good. I had a really good girlfriend there, like that, changed my life, really impacted my life. And then Austin was really fun, and it was a great city, but I don't think it was as competitive as the other one. So like I would probably staple them like that.
Yeah.
1, 2, and 3.
The way you played in them.
Yeah, the way I played them, exactly. Yeah, and I don't see it as a downfall. Like I think it's just like it happens to the best. It happens to the best. Like people will be dropped. Like if you look at any other player now, like Neymar is being dropped to Santos now. Like motherfucker, like that's not a good thing. Like you were just with Hadid in with the blue team.
Yeah, somewhere.
Al Hadid, yeah, you Al Hadid in fucking Saudi Arabia. Like this fool let go like of a couple million for that. Like I'm sure.
I think, yeah, because if I was Neymar and I made that much money, and how old is he now? He's like 30 something, no?
Bro, but he has so much game. But
He
like,
does.
He had. Now,
Isn't
I
he
think
injured now though?
It's all the drinking, bro. It's all the partying. That's what they say. That's
Yeah,
what they
me
say.
imagino. Neymar, Brazilian. Yeah.
Bro, a
makes
lot of
sense.
Brazilians just party the fuck off. Like, they just party like their life off. Like, look at Robinho, way.
Yeah.
Okay, you remember watching Robinho? Real Madrid, Brazil. Like, this fool was popping off and then out of nowhere it was just like, where the fuck did this fool go? Okay, that's one. Let's say 2, the one that's like in our era now, Dani Alves. That fool's still in jail, bro.
Really?
Yes.
Damn, who's
That
putting in
fool's
a
still
work?
in jail. He's still in jail, bro. Like, no one's heard anything about him, but like after Pumas, whatever he had done, I think it was like some rape or some bullshit. Like, that fool's still in jail, bro.
That's crazy.
Still in jail. Ronaldinho fell off, like because of fucking partying too much. I can speak of that from like
Experience from
experiences,
people
yeah,
that know that you
like,
know that
bro,
were there.
People
yeah.
in Querétaro would say that this fool would show up to practice drunk, bro.
So, what would be your best advice to a 18-year-old or 17-year-old kid trying to pursue soccer and becoming a professional?
My best advice for a 17 or 18-year-old right now would be, first thing, make the ball your best friend. Like, buy the mini balls, buy a tennis ball, and kick that shit around your house. Make it your best friend. That's the first thing. The second thing is start to work on these 3 things, and with these 3 things, you could get a lot further in life and not only in soccer, but you can make it to the high levels. And this is what high athlete works. Physically, emotionally, and spiritually. Spiritually doesn't necessarily have to be a religion, but spiritually could be just connecting with your body, right? Those things are very, very key when you're at a high level. Again, emotionally, spiritually, and physically, like those 3 things right there will get you a far, 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 like further than you had ever thought than like you'd ever would. Like, other than that, I would say, I mean, the basic one is like never give up, but that's like, it sounds so cliche. The other advice that I would give you guys is if you don't have the support from the ones you love, look for it elsewhere. Like, I was privileged to have it, and we were privileged to have it. But if you don't have it within your parents and your close loved ones, don't give up, and look for it elsewhere where coaches would give it, other family members. So I think those 2 things, I'll go into it again, just because I feel like I was all over the place with those.
No, you're good. You're good. Also, okay. Well, I wanted to ask you. You mentioned connect with your body. And what do you mean by that? Like, can you give me some examples?
Yeah, of course. So connecting with your body means really like the emotional state, like soccer or sports in general. You have to really be in tune with your emotions. You obviously can't play at a high level and be running like a fucking quarterback or a linebacker. Like, you have to really control your emotions in the soccer game. So again, connecting with your emotions means I'm really in tune with my body. I understand my body. I know when I'm tired. I know when I'm not. I know when I'm frustrated. I know when I'm angry. That's it.
All right, then, loco. All right, don't laugh, motherfucker, because then you're gonna make me laugh. Well, that's pretty much all I have for today. Thank you for being here, man. Loco, this means a lot for me, honestly. This means everything for me, bro, because you being my best friend and having a dope story like that and taking the time to be here, even though I know it's a little late. Bro, thank you, bro. I appreciate you, loco.
Yeah, of course, man. Shit. No, thank you guys. And I mean, if this is still rolling, like I think a big thing that we're able to do now that we've already kind of been there is being able to give back and share our story. Maybe hopefully it inspires and motivates like the youth to be within, you know, like stuff that that we dipped into. But if not, like that's totally fine. Use our experience as well to do other life shit, which is totally fine too. Another thing that I will say too, if it's okay with you also, like pick our brain because look, we're very accessible, like Instagram, Twitter, fucking YouTube, like tap in with us and really pick our brain because we're willing to help. And that's like a big thing that I think a lot of people that have played a high level don't do, and they're not willing to help. We are, and we want to be able to share our knowledge with you guys so you guys can get further than we did. One thing that I'm living right now is like, I want my son, if he plays soccer, I want him to live the game and live further and play further than I did. Like, so that's something that we want to give back. Like I said, I do private training and I can assess your games, send me your film. We can figure something out for you guys. And we also do speed training, strength training here for you guys. So we would love to have you here at Animal House in Riverside, California.